there's I'm gonna give you guys a list real quick. I'm just gonna run down remakes and remasters, like recent remakes and remasters, and just so that we don't get into the.
I thought there was a remake Modern Warfare 2.
I know. I figure we're gonna go there, but
No, I actually saw it on Lad Bible.
Oh, you actually saw something?
Like on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
So they're gonna remake it. So on LED Bible or Lad Bible, whatever you say.
Yeah, Lad Bible. I'm gonna run through this list though, just so we don't get in there and like run out of remakes, remasters. 1942. I don't know what that is.
Battlefield 1942.
No, this is just 1942. It's an arcade game.
Oh.
Age of Empires, Age of Empires 2. I don't assume you guys play those games.
No.
They remade Alien vs. Predator. It originally came out in 2000, then it came out again as a little multiplayer game. Ape Escape. They remastered Ape Escape here a while back. Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelations 3, 3 Liberation, and okay, one's got Liberation, I think twice. They remastered Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2. Released those, but they didn't remaster them. They just updated textures and stuff. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Beyond Good and Evil, got a remaster at some point. HD remaster though. Bully got a HD remaster at one point. It was just for PS2. Like I don't know what's up with that. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I got the full remake treatment. And then got the full remaster treatment. Then it got the full remake treatment. Castlevania games. I know you guys don't play those. Conker's Bad Fur Day. I've talked about that. Specific remaster before. Crash games got remastered. Crash Team Racing and Nitro Kart got remastered. Dark Souls, Dead or Alive 2, Dead Rising 2. Devil May Cry games got HD remakes for PS3. Diddy Kong Racing got remastered for the DS. A lot of remasters. Dragon Ball games got remastered. Final Fantasy, a few Final Fantasy games. The biggest one right now is Final Fantasy 7 Remake. By the way, did you guys watch the gameplay for that yet?
Nope.
It's good shit. I know we were talking about it, and I told you guys how the original played, and you guys were like, oh. Like, that you kind of didn't want to play it because the graphics and stuff. And
Which one?
Final Fantasy 7. We talked about Final Fantasy 7 in one of the episodes before.
The one I played? Because I only played
Cloud?
one of them.
Yellow spiky hair, the big sword?
Yeah.
Okay, Final Fantasy
I
7.
only played one of them.
Yeah, that's Final Fantasy 7. I know it might have just been him or something, but when I told you, because you guys were like, yeah, we'll have to play that sometime, and I told you how it played, and you were like, both of you were like, no.
Probably.
But the remake, though.
On like PlayStation 2, though, when I played it?
I think it was on PlayStation 1 originally. But PlayStation 2 is where you could go backwards compatible. What's up, Valion? Welcome. We haven't started the podcast today. I'm just running through a list of remakes, remasters, so they're fresh in our minds, so that, when we actually get into this, we don't sit there and, think about too many, think about them and not be able to remember them. Plenty of Final Fantasy games got remastered in some way. Usually HD remasters for PC, like on port. When they would port it over, they would just update textures and stuff. Final Fantasy X and X-2 specifically got HD remasters though for like PS3, PS4, I'm sure PS5. Fire Emblem games got remastered. Full Throttle is a big remaster. I don't know why. I was never into it, but it did get remastered and people liked it. I think because actually it worked correctly when it got remastered. Halo games obviously got remastered. Almost full remakes.
Motherfucker right there, like he didn't die.
Shadow of the Colossus.
That's just... Dude, I mean, it came like this far.
It's dangerous.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah.
Motherfucker lucky he didn't get this thing.
The Jack and Daxter games got HD remasters on PS3 and PS4. Kingdom Hearts gets remastered for everything. Reading this list, I realized remakes and remasters aren't super uncommon. What's that say? Ooh. Rivalites? Thoughts on Fortnite? No. I'm not a big fan of Fortnite, man. It's a good game. I've talked about it before. Fortnite is a good game, gameplay, mechanically wise. It's a fantastic game. It works 100% the way it's supposed to work. It just agitates me very, very highly. Because of the building. A lot of people hate me for saying this. Not hate me, but a lot of people talk shit about me in my chat sometimes for saying this. But Fortnite Battle Royale, Save the World is fine with the building because that's the point of Save the World mode. But the Battle Royale, I think it could find new life if they would at least do a limited time mode or a permanent mode where there was no building or an extreme limit on building. I don't like the build battles and building and stuff. Konnichiwa, bitches. What's up, Bunny Bacon? Welcome. Legend of Zelda games have got remakes and remasters in different kinds of forms. Luigi's Mansion got HD remake. Mario games, obviously. Metal Gear Solid games got remakes. Or not remakes, remasters. That's the difference. I assume you guys know the difference between remakes and remasters. Remaster is when they remaster what's already there. A remake is when, even if it's the same game that they make again, they make it in a different engine and everything like that. Everything is better. Like the Ratchet & Clank PS4 remake has extra worlds and it's completely redone, controls are redone, and stuff like that. Final Fantasy VII remake is a remake, it says in the title. The Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare remaster was just a remaster, but it was remastered in a new graphics engine. Not new engine, but new graphics engine. So it just looked prettier and shinier.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so that's kind of the difference between the two before we get into this. Yeah, I'll pull up the list again if we get into it and we're looking for some more stuff. But yeah. There were plenty more. How do you guys feel about remakes in general? Do you like remakes? Would you prefer more original IPs? Okay, we'll get to that question when we actually start the podcast because that's a good question for the podcast itself. So when we get to the... I know you won't be here, Bunny Bacon. I'm sorry. But when we get to the actual part, or if we just don't talk about it a whole lot and we end up leaning more in the Twitch chat, then we'll bring that question back up too. That's a good question, though. I appreciate that. You guys ready to go, I guess?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Penis.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
It said sugar cubes laying on concrete make the coolest sound.
God damn it. Oh yeah, real quick. I spent a lot of money on collectible things today, so shout out to my collectibles. I got a Mad Moxie collectible from Borderlands 3, specifically a Doom Eternal Doom Slayer. We got a Summit Lamo figure, and then we got the good old Scorpion here who stays here in pretty much all of them. He's our go-to. He's there all the time. Alright. We can naked wrestle in here if you want to do that instead.
He did that to me.
Oh, god damn it. I'm sick of that shit. When I lose some weight, man, god damn.
I ain't even fat. He did it to me.
I feel like remakes are money-making scam. Like, they know the remakes and think, I remember that. It's awesome where it's going to be okay for my kids, so we pick it up over new stuff. It's a good thing or negative thing. Okay. Yeah, you're hitting us with some good questions that I didn't even think about.
Damn.
for this. So
That's good.
I appreciate those questions, Bunny. Keep
That was
them
a good
coming.
one.
That was a good
Everybody else in chat, if you got any questions like
I
that,
stayed off the ground and kept
we'll have sections or a section or whatever. We answer as many questions as we can or whatever. So hit us with the questions, because I know a lot about the remakes and remasters. He knows some of the remakes and remasters. He doesn't know a whole lot of them. So, no, it's not bagging on him. He doesn't play those types of games. So,
It looks like I might not be playing EFT much either.
we might have a little... Why?
The new update that they're putting out. There's going to be a weight limit. No?
Oh, dude, that's some bullshit. The whole point of that game is to get the biggest amount of fucking shit you
it's bad.
carry
You
and
can't
get
run.
out.
You can't run. Your
Well-
stamina is at 0.
I can see that.
It's bad.
I mean,
I
get
mean,
it
if you
in
got
terms of
fucking
realism.
3 rifles on you, a fucking bulletproof
It's bad.
vest, all that. No, I mean, I can see that.
See,
I
don't like
I
that,
understand
though. I like
it for
going in and
realism.
getting as much as I can and getting out.
I don't know about that. I understand that for realism. I get that 100% because it's trying to be a realistic survival game. But
Oh, it's fucked now because they even have it. They have it where there's 2 different. Your arms get tired and your legs get tired now. Like, if
What
you're
the
running,
fuck?
your legs get tired. If you throw a grenade,
Oh,
your
yeah.
arms get tired. Like, they're adding a bunch of stuff to it. Your arms get tired.
When smartphones are expensive.
oh yeah, that's a question we were going to address at some point during the podcast. It basically, if we had, he phrased it, if we had a millionaire ready to invest in a remake, what game would we pitch to him or her, and why? But that is one of the things we'll hit at some point during this. We'll talk about what we would like to see remade and stuff like that.
Well, if that one is true, I'm ready.
All right, hold on. save the nerves as soon as I hit start. Modern Warfare.
Yes.
Modern Warfare 2!
I shouldn't even said it. All right, guys, welcome to Darksky Gaming Podcast. This is episode 12. We made it to a whole dozen. We were a whole dozen in here, and this is the last one now.
That's the last one.
So today we're not talking new games. We're not talking new technology or anything like that. We are talking old games, and we've done that before, but what I mean by that this time is we're talking remakes and remasters, new versions of old games. So welcome to the Dark Sky Game Podcast. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to get a new fucking trap version of the intro now.
Oh, we are.
But alright guys, welcome. Last episode 11, last week, in case you missed it, was about
Penis.
penis. I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't either.
I have no idea what it was about.
Last week was about, was it board games?
Was the tabletop
Tabletop,
games?
yeah, tabletop
I thought that
games.
was episode 10. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, hold on.
Wait,
I can go to Podbean. What was it about?
Damn, what was it?
God damn, I can't remember, bro. Anybody in the chat remember what last week's episode was about?
I don't even remember.
What the fuck? Last episode was about gaming and movies. That's what it was about.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why that was so hard to remember.
Movie
What about
games
that
and
one?
games movies.
Yeah. Alright, so last episode was cool. It actually had a lot more content in it than I thought it would. We talked
We talked like
we
pretty
talked for 2
heavily.
hours, yeah. Which is weird because that's one of the topics that are kind of looked down upon in the gaming community nowadays. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. For those of you that listened to that episode, real quick, I was thinking about a game movie that I could not think of during the podcast, and I couldn't remember, and immediately after I texted them and remembered because they put out movie posters for it. The Monster Hunter World, not Monster Hunter World, but Monster Hunter movie with Mia Jovovich from the Resident Evil movies. Looks really good from the posters and like leaks, set pictures and stuff like that we've seen. So yeah, that's another one. Anyways, we're talking about remakes and remasters today. Now I know a decent bit, and I just told Twitch chat this too. I know a decent bit about remakes and remasters. I play a bunch of remakes and remasters because I'm a nostalgic fat fuck. But I see you trying not to laugh on that. He was like, ooh. He's like, yeah, that's right.
So bad.
Bearded Moore is here. He knows a little bit about some of them. I don't know that he's played a whole lot of remakes and remasters, but he knows of them, and he's got some for sure that he wants to have done. And Symph is over there. he doesn't know a whole lot about them, but I mean, he knows the idea behind it. And real quick, I want to preface as well before we start this, the difference here between a remaster and remake, for those that don't know, and I explained it to Chad as well, the difference between the two is a remaster is like remastered in a new graphic engine, or just the textures and everything are upgraded to HD texture packs because the resolution isn't proper on a lot of old games and stuff, like Final Fantasy X and X-2, for example. The textures on that, it was made for like 720p resolution, basically, at the most. And, it got updated to...
Same gameplay, same everything, just better graphics.
Exactly. And remakes are when they take the game and they completely wipe the slate clean with it, basically, but keep the same idea and everything, and remake the game. I.e. Ratchet and Clank for the PS4. Almost the same game, but a whole new engine. Mechanics were different. And it was prettier. Graphics engine was prettier and everything. And it also had new content in it as well. Another one being Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's coming up in the future. I recently played the demo. It was fantastic, by the way. And that game plays a lot more like a Kingdom Hearts type combat system now, rather than the old one. The demo didn't have, I will say, because we've talked about this, and I guess we can start on that one now that I've kind of set those apart anyways. The difference on the Final Fantasy VII Remake, the demo didn't have what we've talked about before, hoping that it would have, which is the old turn-based system, and they said that it was going to have it, the game was going to have it. The demo didn't. Now, I don't know if that's going to change, but at the beginning of the game, when you pick a difficulty, at the beginning of the game, it's like classic, easy, and normal, or something like that. Or maybe normal and hard. Easy, normal, and hard. But classic, though, makes the characters fight by themselves, so they move around in a 3D little area by themselves instead of being on two separate sides like the old game was, turn-based. They move around by themselves, attack with their basic attacks by themselves. The only thing you do is control their commands and stuff, which is kind of what you did in the old game. They just didn't also attack by themselves during that time. So that's kind of the old system. Now, I don't know if that's what they meant when they were talking about that. And I hope it isn't, because I do want them to bring in the old action time battle turn-based system. They still have those mechanics in there, they're just not turn-based. I don't know. It was fun, though. It was a really fun game, and it was very pretty. And the voice acting in it was very well done. I know you guys haven't played... You just said that you had played Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
I've seen one of them played. I don't remember which one it was. So.
I mean, I think everyone's probably seen a little bit of Final Fantasy VII at this point, because it's just one of those. It's one of the classic fucking just like what's the term, flagpole games for the Final Fantasy series. Is that like that's the one everyone thinks of just about, the spiky yellow haired dude with a big fucking sword.
Yeah.
Pixelated like hell. Tifa had big like fucking polygon boobs for back on PS1.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of like the one that everyone goes to. That one or Final Fantasy X, which I thought maybe might be the one you were talking about as well, because Final Fantasy X was on PS2. He also has yellow kind of spiky hair. It's just not up, it's down. It's like longer hair, and he has like a blue sword, like a blue kind of. It's a big sword too, but not as big as Cloud's. Cloud's is the big blocky sword.
I just remember the long like plain sword.
Okay, it was probably Final Fantasy VII then.
It's fun, but back then I was pretty young, so I didn't like. It was difficult to beat for me.
We most likely
never played them before.
At this table, we all most likely have ADHD here, and I thought I was the only one like for sure with it here. But I think at this point I have diagnosed Bearded Moors here with it as well, because this man is blowing vape smoke into his fucking Dr. Pepper bottle and just like squeezing it, and it shoots out little circles.
They're called O's.
Oh, my bad. So if you hear a little like squeeze of a bottle, that is him. That's him doing that. But I know you've talked about. I'll just go ahead and get into what remasters do we want, because I know those are the ones that for sure we're going to talk about the most. So I'll hit those right now. It'll be answering Bunny Bacon's question a little bit here too. Bunny Bacon in the Twitch chat phrased it: if you had a millionaire ready to invest in a remake, what game would you pitch to him or her, and why? What, even if it wasn't just a millionaire, billionaire, if you could have a remake or remaster done, what video game would you have done? Not one that we have rumors on, because we'll confront that too. So just get that one out of here. Scoot that one away for now. What remakes and remasters of games would you like to be seen?
Oh, just like MW2.
Man, I said not that we have rumors of. I mean, if that is the only one, Sly Cooper.
Always, man. I haven't played that game in forever, but I'd like him to make a Sly Cooper. I remember playing that for lots and lots. I had this game forever, and I played the shit out of it. And I remember one day, I don't know if it was me or if it was my brother, one of us went to take it out of the case and snap the motherfucker in half.
Uh-oh.
And I was like,
oh, man, how do you do that?
Well, back in the day, they fucking...
Yeah, some of those cases, I guess, were kind of hard, but I don't know. I never had the
That
problem.
sucker was stiff.
Oh, it was... Oh, okay. It was
It
a
was
new
stiff.
case. It's a brand new case. That's what it was.
There's been plenty of times like I'll try to push down and pop it out, and I'm like, it starts bending a little bit. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I've been a little bit too much. That thing was like, snap, and I was like,
Oh.
no! Because it was my favorite fucking game, dude.
Yeah. Have you played Sly Cooper ever? It was one of those platforming games like Jack and Dexter and stuff.
Yeah,
it was
like
more
cartoon,
stealth-based.
and there was like a raccoon.
See, I didn't play a lot of those games.
And he
If
went
it looked
around,
cartoonish,
and like
even back
he
then,
had
I
this,
didn't
he
play
had
it.
this hook, and he would go around people and like pick their pockets and sneak around.
Yeah, it was a shepherd's cane.
Yeah. Well, it was like, it was still a hook.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
had like a cane with a hook on it, shepherd's cane.
Hmm.
And he would just go around and use it to like zip line
Yeah.
and all kinds
Yeah,
of shit,
but
dude. Oh,
if it
was a
looked
blast.
cartoony, I never played it.
Yeah, it was
It
good
was a
shit.
blast.
Even back then in the day,
Now-
something like cartoony
See,
games.
you
just
missed out
never
on Jack
clicked
and
with me.
Dexter,
Yeah.
which I know they remastered
They
them
remastered.
for
See,
PS.
Sly Cooper they did too for PS3. They did
Yeah.
HD remaster.
I never played it.
But I know me and you for sure are waiting for a remake, like the HD remake of
Yeah,
of
buddy.
Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper, for sure.
It'll be nice, just thinking about it. They made a remastered 007 GoldenEye.
It got an HD remaster at some point. I saw it on that list.
Yeah.
I just don't know when it was. But apparently it got an HD remaster. I feel like it was probably an HD remaster in the way that it was probably... Because the Wii U, I think it was... Maybe it was Wii they got the remaster. I don't know. But
Probably.
Wii U got... Like, you could play older games like NES games, SNES, and they were moving up the list. They may have gotten the 64 on that and went to that that area there. I can look at it, though, here. KJ. I have a list here just in case we ever get fucked up on this episode here. GoldenEye 007. Reloaded, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, remastered version of the Wii game.
Oh.
So it did get, right there, it got a version of the Wii and 360 and PS3. So that's cool. So it got a remaster.
We need
is what
one
it said.
now, though.
Yeah, you want the remake.
There's a whole generation that they just pretty much missed.
See,
We need one now.
007, to me, it's had its, to go back to the movies and games episode real quick, it's had its popularity go up and down, and I would say recently it's probably not as popular, even though the movies still do decent. They do decent enough to keep going. I wouldn't say, like, I don't hear any, but when people talk about Avengers and stuff, everybody's talking about Avengers. When new James Bond movies come out, nobody's really talking about that much. I think when the first Daniel Craig James Bond movie came out, everyone was. But,
Look pretty cool.
figures
look badass.
For the most part, I don't think... Oh, let's see.
Got smoke underneath.
Oh, that's
You're
pretty
doing
badass, especially, him specifically, but,
Fucking summit.
Hey! How you doing?
All you can see is his head through the smoke.
But, yeah, so, I would say, though, if they're gonna remake GoldenEye ever, they should remake it now, because remakes and remasters are kind of big right now.
Yeah.
Or they're at least popular right now. We're getting a few here in the future. We've got rumors for some. And also that Billie Eilish song that because she did the song for the new 007. I don't know if you guys have heard it yet,
Oh, yeah?
but it's fucking blowing up.
I don't listen to her.
It's popping. Get out.
She ain't bad.
I like
haven't
Billie
heard one
Eilish a lot.
song from her yet.
She ain't bad.
If you've there was a period that if you were at all involved in my stream, like watching it, you probably heard some of it. Just you didn't realize it. But she's got a new song, and for that specifically, she does the theme song. Like Adele did the theme song for Skyfall. I don't know who did the theme song for the last one, but they always do a theme song type thing.
Skyfall's good too.
And the movie or the song?
Movie.
Oh, okay. I was talking about. I thought the song was pretty fire myself, but anyways, Billie Eilish does this, and I'm sitting here like that. Right now is the time to do Goldeneye, because that right there is bringing a whole new generation of popularity. Because they're at least gonna be like, well, what are these movies even about? Like that Billie Eilish was interested in even doing this. So even though it's probably not that she was interested in it, but it's probably that money, baby. But
I mean, she's pretty big right now, so I'm sure they paid her.
Oh yeah,
a wee bit.
Oh, I mean, it was a smart business move on their end, because they were probably like, well, she's big, we'll get her to do that kind of song, because all the songs kind of have the same feeling some of her songs do anyways.
Yeah, kind of like a deep.
Yeah, so they're probably like, fuck it, we'll just get Billie Eilish to do it. She's popular, it'll bring people back into it and bring popularity back up, and now is the time to do a GoldenEye remake. If they're gonna do it at all, I can't see into the future.
I don't think they will, but it would be cool to.
Yeah, maybe in the future they're
make it more of like a, which I guess it all kind of like. Well, I guess the multiplayer all kind of is like an arcadey type.
Yeah, well that's okay
gameplay. Yeah, I like. That's
like
what
I said,
saying.
AFPS is.
That's what I was gonna say. Make it.
time.
I was gonna say make it an arcadey.
Yeah.
More arcadey and
they,
shit like that. You know.
For sure, I think that's the best thing to do with that. What were you the one that said GoldenEye? Or was him?
Me.
Okay, so what would you like to see? We've seen Halo. I know that would be up there if that wasn't already remastered in some way.
They're already remaking Doom games.
They're already remaking Doom games, and then we've seen rumors, and we'll hit that in just a second after this. But we've seen rumors of Modern Warfare 2 remake, and I know you guys are pumped for that.
Which there's fucking rumors every year for it.
Yeah, but besides those. What's an old game that you played? Even if it's not super old, just an older game that you played, and I mean, even if it was CS:GO or something to an extent, because I know CS:GO it rarely gets any good updates for it.
Yeah,
nowadays.
but it's still.
I mean, it's still popping off, but they could definitely remake it, especially since Valorant's coming out. If they want to compete, they either need to remake CS:GO into something better, put in a new engine or something, or at least update the graphics or something. But
yeah, CS:GO's lost cause right now.
Oh yeah, but once Valorant came out, dude, I watched a video literally once Valorant came out, watching CS:GO player numbers go down, and I thought that was hilarious because it's god damn it, people are ready to jump the boat so fast, bro.
Well, it's their own fault. They wouldn't fix the game. They think all they can do is just fix the maps and stuff, and they're like, it's a brand new game. Yeah. Now I still aim at people's heads, shoot. They don't hit. Something's wrong. These bullets are going through people.
Unreal Tournament, a pre-alpha game that is is probably never going to get finished. We talked about the precision on that is far better than fucking CS:GO's precision.
Yeah. If I aim at your head and shoot on Unreal Tournament, it's a headshot.
It's done.
If it's Counter-Strike, maybe it's a 50-50.
Yeah. Shouldn't be that way.
No.
But would that be your remake, or are you...
I'd like to see another Killzone.
Killzone? I'd like to see
another Killzone come up.
I'd like to see
be able to play Xbox, PC, not just PlayStation.
Yeah, cross-platform or a multi-platform.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I would like to see the old ones specifically remastered because they were good games.
First one was my favorite one.
Yeah, exactly. The first Killzone is fantastic. Killzone 2 was pretty good. 3 was
I didn't play 3. I played 1 instead.
Yeah. I know you haven't. Yeah, I know you haven't played Shadowfall either. And Shadowfall was a really good one. And Shadowfall did decent. I don't know why. They might be making one. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it. Those ones usually surprise me. But Killzone 1 for sure. There was just scenes in that game that you like things you encounter in that game and stuff like that, explosions and all kinds of crazy shit. That it's just like for sure, if they remade it, it would just look beautiful. Like stuff would be crazy.
Killzone was so good, especially for its time.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good game.
Yeah. What was the first Killzone for? PS2 or PS3? I know 2 was PS3.
It's probably PS3, honestly.
Yeah,
I think it's PS3 because I had a PlayStation 2 and I never played it before. But then for Christmas, my grandma got me a PlayStation 3 and it came with Killzone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And that was the first time I played Killzone.
I think that's what it was. I think Killzone was one of the launch titles with PS3.
That was the first time I ever got to play online too. Like besides like RuneScape and stuff, where I was on the computer, because like PlayStation 2 and stuff like that, I like you could open up the back, but my Ethernet cord or whatever was never back there, so I could never play online on PlayStation 2. But on PlayStation 3, you can finally do Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
and that's how I could play.
I don't
online.
think a lot of people. It wasn't real. Online play wasn't real super huge in consoles back in like PS2 days anyway.
Yeah.
It was mainly
when the
around
Wi-Fi
Xbox.
came out. Yeah.
When
the
Wi-Fi came out.
When the Wi-Fi came out, that's when things got
first
big.
Xbox with Halo. I think that's when the internet really took off for consoles.
Yeah, Halo really did it.
100%.
Halo helped for a lot.
Back then, it was so good. See,
I'd say Halo and Call of Duty were probably the ones that really, really took off. I would say
and
fighting
console sides of it.
I would say fighting games for a long time had wanted that, but there were enough people doing tournaments and stuff, LAN tournaments, or just, you can play on the same fucking thing against your friend on a fighting game. So I don't think they were super necessary. Nowadays, I think now people are like, especially since internet's getting better, lag's getting like better and everything, that it's getting to a point that even fighting games and stuff are starting to jump from single console to online. Like they do online tournaments for these things.
Even
obviously it's never gonna be better than
Gears of War is finally taking off a little bit online for tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, Dr. Disrespect is fucking playing.
Tournaments and stuff for Gears of War was not good at all. And now they finally have now it's actually worth playing for tournaments because now you can actually make some good money on it.
Yeah,
which was never heard of.
I played the new Gears of War online multiplayer. It's not bad. It's not like my favorite thing in the world, but it's because it's Gears of War combat.
And it's kind of tricky to get.
It is kind of tricky.
The campaign was always fun. Me and him always play the campaign. So fun.
Oh yeah.
The campaign. I mean,
it's hard. It's a hard game.
It keeps you interested.
Oh yeah.
I remember like the first Gears of War, we had to fight that main boss dude on like that train. Mm-hmm. He's got those krill all around him, and you gotta like shoot the exploding bolt at him. It explodes, get the krill off of him, and then you gotta mow him down and try to. Dude, that shit was hard.
Yeah, Gears of War is really good at doing boss fights.
Yes.
In a shooter, which is something not a whole lot of people did. I know. Resistance Fall of Man. Number one, I would like to see that remastered or remade or whatever. I don't know if you guys played that. I've talked about it a couple times.
I feel like
PS3.
I have, but I don't remember.
You fought like aliens on there with these crazy different types of guns, and it was really dark kind of brown tinted filter over the game a little bit. Like that's what the colors.
Like the name of it is sounding super familiar. Like I know what it is.
Yeah.
But I can't put the game to it.
It's a good game, dude. I'm
pretty sure I played it, though.
It's one of my favorite PS3 games. It's one of my favorite PlayStation games of all time.
I'm almost positive.
It's a damn good shooter. Resistance, Fall of Man and Resistance 2 are fantastic. 3 fell off a little bit. But I'd like to see Resistance 1 remastered.
Oh, yeah. I played.
Yeah. But
I played it.
That was another game that did, like, boss kind of fights.
Yeah.
In a
or maybe I didn't play it. I think my dad may have had it and would never let me play it because it was rated like 18 and up.
Yeah, it's a pretty hardcore game. Yeah, it's a pretty.
I played that.
Yeah, I was about to say it's pretty.
I think I have played it.
It's kind of big. It's just something not a lot of people think about anymore. The aliens on it are called Chimera. If that kind of jogs your memory on any, there was a gun on there called the Auger that could shoot through walls.
Yeah, it's been a long.
I remember that game. Yeah,
I
played that a long time ago. I think I played that back in Dover.
It's a good game, dude. It's a damn good game. I want to see that
one.
Time
ago.
2006.
Yeah, when I was in Dover, I remember playing that because I was playing Killzone and I also played that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of some more games I played on PlayStation 3. Well, see, here's the problem, because I had a PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3 was Call of Duty days, though, so that's probably why you're not remembering anything.
My uncle got an Xbox 360, and that's when he was playing, like, Halo and stuff like that. I was like, screw PlayStation. I was like, I want to play Halo.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find Halo then, because I was still kind of young. I was like, I didn't understand why we couldn't play Halo on PlayStation until, like, I started looking stuff up, and I was like, well, that sucks. Now I got to get an Xbox. But I didn't get an Xbox until I moved to Pottsville.
Like freaking later than that.
Yeah.
It was
a long time ago.
9th grade.
Ninth grade. Because we played on PlayStation for a while, and like we had a bunch of us playing PlayStation. Yeah. We'd always play Call of Duty, do tournaments, and
played Call of Duty. We played Red Dead Redemption.
Dude,
there were some quality games on PS3.
We would do so many like private matches. We'd play Michael Myers. What else would we play on?
Shit.
I don't know. We'd try to like throw a knife across the map just to see if we could hit each other. Yeah. Dude, we would spend hours on private matches alone.
Yeah. People kind of shit on PS3 a lot. On PS3 games and stuff. They were fun games.
It was fun, but I just wanted to play Halo. That was my main thing.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that hurt PS3 back then. Is Call of Duty got big, and people liked Call of Duty.
But Halo's always been big.
Halo was already big, and so when Call of Duty came out and was getting big, people were playing Call of Duty more on Xbox and PlayStation.
It just seemed like if you want to play multiplayer,
even though PlayStation
play
kept
Xbox 360.
Oh, when 360 and PlayStation came out, 360 was the way to go.
That was to play online
Especially
games.
Online,
360.
Yeah.
PlayStation was more for campaign games.
Yeah, for sure.
Only thing is, PlayStation 3 it was free to play online. Xbox 360 you had to play.
That's what kept me with PlayStation so long, is because it was free to play.
Yeah, and eventually I just switched over because I was like, I think Tanner Weaver was trying to convince me to get a 360 so we could play Halo and Call of Duty and stuff.
Yeah. We got a person in chat here, Valion. He threw out some remake ideas too. Breath of Fire 3, I don't know what that is. He's talked about it before though on the podcast in the chat. Jak and Daxter 1. Yeah, obviously we've probably put enough breath into it, but to reiterate, Jak and Daxter, I know you really want Jak 2 and stuff.
My top favorite. That's probably one of my top favorite games of all time, by far.
Yeah, I really want to see that Jak and Daxter. I want them to remake every game in the Jak series.
And they did.
Yeah, they remastered them, but
I wouldn't remake
the same,
them.
Man. I know. I want the remake. I like Ratchet and Clank style remake, where it's the same thing. It's just whole new engine and everything. That way the mechanics work a lot better. Because when I was playing, when I was streaming Jak and Daxter 1 the other day, it was fun. But there were a couple times I was like, this could be done a little bit better.
Oh,
like,
man, I know
thinking about it critically.
I know what I really want. Is Blitz the League.
Blitz the League. It does need to come back, dude.
You can blow nuts out.
That's like
everybody.
I'll play Madden NFL games. I have no problem playing them. I'm just not super into them. But Blitz games, bro.
they only made like 2 of them.
Yeah,
which makes me mad because like they won't make any more.
It might
I want so much.
It might get big again because now they have the XFL. Like
dude,
the XFL came back, which was the WWE owned football league.
It's back. It's like no shoulder pads, no nothing. Tackle football.
I miss all like the street football.
Yeah, NFL Street. I played a lot of NFL Street and NBA Street.
They need to bring some of those back.
If that stuff gets popular again, XFL gets popular again, it might. Like if those games might come back, or at least an XFL game. And I'm sure they would implement like breaks and stuff into that because it's a WWE
Dude,
thing,
I hope
basically.
so, man. Like I would literally, because every single time you start up a game, all of a sudden it'll show like their MVP player or whatever. It could be a quarterback or whatever. Then like it has like an intro of the quarterback of like how good he is or whatever. My main objective is to fucking destroy whoever MVP it is. I want to break that MVP's bone or something.
Everything.
Get him out of the game. But it always made me mad because like a lot of times when I did, they would fucking give him a shot and he's like, all right, he's back in 3rd place. I'm like, fuck that. I was like,
it wouldn't be a bad enough break.
Yeah. I was like, he's out forever.
His sack's
gone,
gone, bro.
No balls.
His legacy's dead.
I'd be so pissed. But man, when you finally like knock him out for like 7 weeks, you're like, that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Eat a dick.
God, so great, dude. You can fight. Like I remember one of my favorite things is they would always they always thought they could get away, but you would just like get there fast enough, then you rip off their helmet while they're running, and just beat them in the head with their own helmet for like 3 times, and they'll finally fall over. A lot of times they'll fumble it.
Oh yeah. I mean, if it's real football and if a fucking if someone takes off their helmet and bashes your head in with their helmet.
Turn the fan on.
Yeah, it's a little hot. I told her to turn on the AC, bro.
I'm burning up.
You have a hoodie on.
Yeah, no.
No, it's hot in here to me now. I've got
fine.
this on. I'm a little bit bigger than you. I've got a little bit more meat on me. But
Get fucked, fatty.
God damn it. But he also said Sonic Adventure 1. I talked in the last episode of the podcast about how Sonic game, like, there were still good Sonic games, even though recently they've been getting shit on pretty hard. Sonic Adventure 1 is one of those ones that I really, really wish, like he said, if they got a good crew of developers and stuff on it, I would really like to see remade, not just remastered, but remade, because there's mechanics on there that for sure would need updated. Like, it doesn't work 100%, like, it's not fantastic, but yeah, that one does. Maybe Golden Sun. Golden Sun is a good game series too. Golden Sun was kind of
I haven't heard it yet.
You know what? Maybe like back in the day, like Twisted Metal. Before like the newer ones. I want like an old Twisted Metal.
PS3 got one Twisted Metal game, I think.
Yeah.
And I heard it wasn't that great.
I want the old Twisted Metal.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't do that. I've talked about that before too. There's a it's Flat Out or Burnout or whatever that had a multiplayer battle kind of thing. Those games are fun. Like, I think a lot of developers right now are stuck too much in the whole realism idea, making games more realistic. And here's the thing, you can make a game realistic looking if that's your goal without making the game realistic. I'm fine with playing a realistic looking Saints Row is kind of cartoony at this point, but at one point they were trying to kind of lean into realism. But, you know, it's still, you can still put in crazy cheats or get crazy powers and stuff like that and do insane stuff on there, and it was okay. It's okay. Like, in GTA does that all the time. They put in cheats that are wacky and fucking crazy, and you can mod on PC and stuff, and it's okay to be realistic and still be casual and fun and arcadey. Like, I don't understand what their deal is with that right now, but yeah, they need to go back into Twisted Metal and Flat Out and Burnout kind of stuff, because those games are fun. Even if they're not realistic like fucking Forza is or something like that, they're fun as hell. I say Forza. Forza Horizon isn't super hard on the realism like the other Forza games.
The newer one is.
The newer one is.
Forza Horizon 4?
I haven't played. I played 3.
Dude, it's like, it's pretty legit. I like it a lot.
Yeah, but see, and I mean, there's obviously an audience for realistic racing games and stuff like that, and that's cool. But there's also an audience for the people that don't want to play that. Because, like, Drive Club, when PS4 first came out, I'd say a year after it came out, there was this game called Drive Club, and it was supposed to be like the ultimate racing sim kind of game for console at least. And it came out, and I mean, it did okay, but a lot of people complained because it was way too realistic. It's way too you couldn't drift. You could drift, but the way to drift was like as hard as it is in real life to drift. I wouldn't even say that. It's easier to drift in real life than it is on that fucking game, dude. You had to hit like 3 different buttons just right, time them just right to fucking do it. And it was off. It made me sell my PS4 at the time. I bought a PS4 and I took it back to GameStop and took the game back. And I was like, I'm not playing this shit. And it was the PS4's fault, obviously. I was pissed at the game, and I don't know why it went to that extreme where I sold the whole thing, because I ended up buying another one. I obviously have one right now. But for some reason, I completely got rid of it. I was like, I'm never playing PS4 again, bro. We got an Xbox One. We had an Xbox One for all of, like, a very short period of time, and then I ended up getting a PS4 again, because I was like, I can't. The Xbox One, the user interface is trash. But
it wasn't when it first came out.
No, this was when it first came out. The Xbox One.
I loved it when it first came out.
No, when it first came out, it was awesome.
No, I hated it. I hated the user interface. I hate it now, and I hated this.
It was whenever they switched to Windows 10 for the Xbox.
When it first came
out. I might have gotten it just after that, but that couldn't have been too long after it came out.
No, it wasn't too long. But like when it first came out, It was great.
Yeah, it was just
and
like
then
the
they did that
360.
update on everything, and it.
Yeah, well, it was after the Windows thing for sure, because that's
Yeah.
what my problem was when I went into it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I'm not
Even
really
though
a
it was
fan.
different than it is now, and I will say that even when they updated to Windows 10, to me it was better then when they first updated it to now. I hate it now.
Yeah.
I hate the
Man,
user interface.
I don't mind it as much now because I can stream it to my PC.
Yeah, I like all that
So,
stuff.
that's
but,
nice.
I mean, I
Sorry,
like
but
like
PC.
some of the
Yeah,
features.
but you're right. The user interface, like the way the whole home tabs and everything
It's
was when
bad,
it first
bro.
came out. There was like now you gotta fucking search through everything.
Yeah,
When it first came out, like there was little tabs for everything at
Yeah.
the home
It was super
screen.
nice.
right there. Tom
It was way better. Yeah, I remember specifically
Yeah,
being
I
like,
didn't.
"What the fuck?"
Guess I didn't have it then, but yeah, I didn't like it. That shit. I still don't like it though. I don't know what it is. I'm not a fan. Could be cleaned up and polished so much. Sonic Adventure 1, yeah, for sure. That if going back to Sonic Adventure 1, if they did that, there's a lot of stuff they'd have to clean up, polish, and stuff like you said. There's a lot of mechanics that would have to be fixed, but it was just a good game. It was a good story and everything for Sonic. And it obviously did well enough they gave it a sequel, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and that one did fantastic. That's probably one of the best-selling Sonic games of all time. I don't know that. I'm just spouting nonsense, but that I'm almost confident in saying it, though. She's watching Supernatural. But, all right, so we'll go over there because I know you guys are probably dying. We'll hit the rumors real quick. Rumors of remakes and stuff like that have popped around. And the major remake is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And obviously any Call of Duty fans, a lot of gaming fans in general want to see a Modern Warfare 2 remake or remaster. We've gotten...
If you're a true fan,
Yeah,
If you don't say that's the best Call of Duty ever made, you're lying to yourself.
They remastered Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and it was really good. I don't know why they haven't released a Modern Warfare 2 remaster yet. I think they're waiting, like I said before, I think they're waiting for another iffy Call of Duty to come out to throw it out. Because that was what they did with the first remaster, Modern Warfare 1, was Infinite Warfare came out. It got the most disliked YouTube video of all time. And so they threw in the remake.
Alright, we'll bring this to
The
only thing I didn't like about it is you couldn't get Modern Warfare without buying Infinite Warfare.
Now you can.
You can now, but when it first came out.
See,
they said it was going to be like a...
I didn't buy it because I was like, I'll wait till you can buy it by itself because I know they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So that's why I never bought the new...
Good, just like, I mean, it was a complete remaster.
Oh, it's fantastic.
They kept
it was a
everything.
beautiful game.
They kept everything the same.
They fixed the problems with, which there weren't a whole lot, but they fixed any problems with the multiplayer on Modern Warfare 1. And the multiplayer is fun. I spent probably more time on Modern Warfare Remastered multiplayer than I did the original Modern Warfare multiplayer. I really liked it. But yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is the one. And the only thing I would say is if they remaster it, don't do pro. Do not do pro anything just to nerf all of it. But Commando Pro. Fuck Commando Pro, dude. But that would be my only complaint.
I could see them getting rid of it just because it's so controversial in the whole Call of Duty. Golly, got hairs going everywhere.
Call of Duty fandom.
Yeah, it's so controversial in anything Call of Duty.
I hated it so much.
I bet they'll take it out as long as they keep Sleight of Hand Pro.
Oh yeah, Sleight of Hand Pro.
Gotta get my quick scopes.
Oh yeah. Man, I missed my intervention.
That
was nice.
Shit, man.
What do you? Would you guys want a remake of it to fix some of the mechanics and stuff, like in the new Modern Warfare engine and everything,
perfect.
or just remaster like they did
That's how it is.
first Modern Warfare?
Keep it how it
remaster?
is, man. It was perfect the way it was.
So just clean up graphics, basically.
Like maybe they could add like a couple more game modes or something, you know.
Yeah.
Which
they did that with Modern Warfare 1 remaster.
Yeah,
they threw in Slayer and
spice it up a little bit. I like them to come out with like a legit, like we played Mike Myers a lot. Come out with a real Mike Myers.
Yeah,
so
I mean
fun.
that would be like Slayer. I assume. Have you guys played the Slayer game mode? This one guy runs around with a sword.
Yeah, exactly what it is.
One guy runs around with this one had a sword though because they threw in melee weapons. So he had a sword and then had throwing knives and stuff like that too. And he would run around like that. And I think he might have had increased speed or something, almost like Infection but only with swords. And swords and throwing knives and stuff, which is almost what Infection is anyways. But I don't know, something set it apart. I couldn't remember. I think everyone got a chance to hide. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Everyone got like 15, 30 seconds to hide
and bring in freaking prop hunt.
Yeah,
Just
Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yeah.
Got it prop hunt, and it was the bit. It still is. If I go turn on my PS4 right now, go to the game, guarantee it, because it tells you percentage of players are in this game mode. Most of them are going to be.
Oh yeah, dude! Prop hunt's so much fun.
Prop hunt is fantastic.
Man, we need to get like Gmod.
They had it in World War II.
Yeah.
Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah, the what's it, just Call of Duty World War II? Was that the name? For a minute I was trying to think of a name. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah,
that was
just Call of Duty World War II. They had prop hunt in it.
Yeah, they had prop hunt in that.
And it was fun to play.
They had Black Ops 4 prop hunt eventually.
Yeah, it was fun. I remember we actually played a lot of that when it came out. We got it for the Xbox.
I'm very surprised Modern Warfare hasn't gotten it yet, because it's been like the biggest mode update that they've thrown into any of the previous Call of Duties.
Oh, you're talking about the new Modern Warfare?
Yeah, the new Modern Warfare. I don't know why they haven't. No, the old one got it. Me and Nick, I've streamed it. You can go to my well, no, I deleted old streams and stuff recently on my YouTube. I had streams on my YouTube where it was just like 2 hours of me and Nick playing split screen prop hunt, and we would like hide, like we would be objects together, like a table and a chair, if we got lucky enough at least, and we would figure out how to lock ourselves into the air and stuff like that around tricky spots and stuff. And it's prop hunt's a fun mode, dude. I don't know why they haven't thrown it into Modern Warfare yet. I guess maybe because Black Ops 4 prop hunt hasn't done as good as the other ones, but it's still fun. Is that all you guys would like to see change in that game, though?
Yeah, that's about it. Other
just
than that,
graphic update and
it's just good, man. It's always been our favorite by far, Call of Duty.
Yeah, you get a nuke. Nuke was always fun to try to get. It's 25 kills.
Oh yeah,
so fun, dude. Like, man, I think MTAR was like my main gun for that. If I wasn't using intervention, I was using like the MTAR or the ACR. Or the
ACR was really good.
ACR, yeah.
I like the ACR
gun.
That's sucker's a laser.
Yeah. See, I really like the SCAR and the MP5K on there, because that MP5K,
it was dirty.
You could hip fire that fucking thing to mid range.
I actually used the silenced one. We played a lot. We had a squad, a search and destroy.
Oh, dude, we wrecked.
I don't think we hardly ever lost the game. We were in like the top 10%.
You know what's crazy?
What's
crazy is now that they have like the league in Call of Duty nowadays. I know you guys probably don't put much play into that right now, but if they remastered 2, they'd probably put in a Call of Duty League inside the game now, which is like their version of a rank mode basically. If you guys were that good today in this day and age on like those rank modes, you can actually like go pro. Like top 500 players they look at like to go pro. If
they
really
did
good.
remaster MW2 or something like that, I would get it for the PC and switch to the controller. I wouldn't even use mouse and keyboard on MW2. I would go back to
just get those high frames and like smooth frame rate and stuff like that. Except have the aim assist, man.
Here's the thing: 'cause you can buy MW2 for PC right now. It's just not the same. Like I don't know what it is, but like MW2 on controller or on mouse and keyboard, it's not the same.
There's something about it.
But if I can switch back to my controller and be way better than I am on PC, which is weird because I'm really good on PC.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's something about it because I wasn't bad on the game in general, and then I was getting to a point to where I was decent at PC shooters, and then when me and you first played Modern Warfare 2, when I finally got it on the PC and stuff, went and played it, I was trash. I'm still not great at Modern Warfare 2 on PC. I don't know what it is. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I would switch back over to controller.
Yeah. I have Modern Warfare 3 for PS3, and I don't have 2, but it almost makes me just want to break out the PS3 and fucking just buy Modern Warfare 2 for it again.
Modern Warfare 2 came out, and Modern Warfare 3 was the next one, right?
Mm.
I remember we played like strictly search and destroy on that.
Yeah, we
got Modern Warfare 3 had, for some reason, it was like had a really popular search and destroy.
It was good. Modern Warfare 3 was good too.
It was really good. I think it gets slept on because of Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2, didn't it? Wasn't it like the top selling Modern Warfare like ever?
I think so, because of Modern Warfare 2, it did so good and so many people liked it.
It is
that
good, man.
They bought the next one, and the next one was Modern Warfare 3, so everyone bought that. But I think they wanted certain...
They wanted it to be just like Modern Warfare 2,
and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It
was still great.
Because it didn't have Commando Pro.
It was
that
still
was one of the
great.
things. They took that out, and there was some other things that they didn't have in Modern
But
Warfare 3.
I remember we played strictly Search and Destroy, and I mean, we got in the top 1,000.
Oh yeah, we'd always try to go for like final kill cams and stuff like that. See, whenever MW3 came out, I went to the midnight launch for it. Went home, downloaded it, played it, skipped school that day, didn't even go to school, and I played, and I just kept playing.
I actually used to have a T-shirt of it from the midnight launch.
Yeah, I had a poster for it. But see, that's the thing though. It's because I played all night. I played all day on Search and Destroy. I got to rank like 30. I got to rank 30 on Search and Destroy. Then I finally went to bed, and everything woke up. It was back to like 1,000. I was like,
you'll
can't go to bed.
You'll lose it. Yeah.
If you go to bed,
no
you
sleep.
lost it.
Yeah.
You literally had to play like 2 or 3 days straight to keep down. If not, people will come right back up.
No.
Oh, that's right. You don't like.
Yeah, and that's my only problem with it. If it was any other variant, it would be okay. But I hate.
I also got cherry vanilla Coke at my house too.
See, that would be fine. I'm fine with that. But so that's really the only rumored remake that I know of. Honestly.
Yeah.
I just kind of put it in that category.
Only because Call of Duty's so big right now.
Yeah.
We always get an MW2 like, oh, it's this year. MW2.
I think
ever since they remastered that first one.
Last time we talked about this, I told you, I was like, next one they're going to make is going to be called. Did I not tell you?
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 is going to be the next one they make. And then I saw that, and I was like...
Dude, I hope so.
I was like, oh.
Yeah. I'm sure Raven's been working on it. The ones that remastered number 1 and did everything on number 1, the first remaster.
Yeah. I bet you they won't. I bet you'll be a cut, like, not this one, but the next one, just because it... is it Sledgehammer? Does with Treyarch?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Treyarch does anymore, do they?
No. The next game is... That's the thing. The next one was supposed to be Sledgehammer, but for some reason it needed to get delayed or that wasn't working. Something wasn't working with it right. So Treyarch stepped in again right after Black Ops 4, because Black Ops 4, love it or hate it, sold a lot of copies. And
but the next Call of Duty that comes out is supposed to be a Black Ops.
Yeah, that's it. That's
like, you know what I mean.
Well, we think it's going to be a Black Ops.
Well, not necessarily. I don't mean Black Ops.
It has Treyarch's stamp on it.
Yes, it's not going to be an
so
Infinity Ward. It's going to be.
It'll probably be guns up and everything like Treyarch always does. Yeah. Which I don't know why the others don't adopt guns up. I know it's not so realistic, but I don't know how many times I've died just climbing something on Modern Warfare, the new Modern Warfare, and I'm pissed because I'm so used to Black Ops 4 still to this day, to where when I'm vaulting over something, you can vault over and keep shooting. And I'll vault over someone will come around the corner or something right when I'm doing it, and I fucking die because I can't shoot. You literally can't shoot. Black Ops 4 you could because the gun's always up. It's a little inaccurate, but it's more of a chance than you get, you know.
Yeah.
So to steer away from that a little bit, so we don't talk about that forever, because I know you guys could. We could do a whole episode on Modern Warfare 2. I know we could.
Oh, I could. I do love the one thing that they did is to get extra camos. You had to do headshots.
Yeah.
Dude, I had like everything maxed out. Was gold? Was gold the very last?
No, it was fall camo.
Yeah.
They didn't have gold in Modern Warfare 2. Fall camo was the last one.
I can't remember. I don't know. There was a specific one I always went for.
Fall. Yeah. No, there was Red Tiger and Blue Tiger.
Red Tiger
was fall camo was the last one. You had to get like 1,000 headshots.
Yeah.
Red Tiger's
almost every gun I had was fucking maxed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steer away from that for a second. Just to give a shout out, I guess, to some new remakes and remasters. We know for sure we're getting a remake of this, or remaster. I would call it a remake. They call it a remaster. They're adding new stuff into it. I would call it a remake. But that SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom game, rehydrated. But they're calling it rehydrated, I guess. But they keep referring to it as a remaster. I would call it a remake because it looks like it's a lot smoother, plays a lot. Because you guys watched her play, and you watched some of the remaster gameplay before she played it.
Yeah.
It looked a lot smoother. Things worked. There's supposed to be new bosses, new modes, and all kinds of stuff in this. Yeah. To me, that's not a remaster. That's a remake.
Yeah.
Because they're not... If they take the old one and they port it over, update textures and stuff, that's a remaster to me. This one really isn't. Battle for Bikini Bottom was dope. Looking forward to it. Oh yeah, that was my brother. He was pretty good about like not playing shitty games and stuff like he didn't like to play like games like that and stuff like that, and like it wasn't like a popularity thing. He just genuinely, if the game was bad, he didn't like the bad game. And I think even though he probably wouldn't admit it in the chat, but I think he didn't want to like Battle for Bikini Bottom back in the day when I bought it for GameCube and played it. But it was just a good ass game, dude. It was really fun. It was a fucking good game. But yeah, that remaster of it looks really good. Then they have the Destroy All Humans remake.
Oh yeah.
Coming up as well.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. Especially since they went off the deep end with
you ever
later.
played that zombie one? Whatever. Like you could take your head off and roll your head, and I guess you're trying to kill like a lot of humans and stuff like that. But you're a zombie yourself. It even has like that song Lollipop.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh.
Lollipop. Dude, it was so good, dude. It was great too, because like you could rip off your head, throw it like a bowling ball, and the camera would switch to the head while you're just taking humans out.
I never even heard of that.
I'd have to look it up. It's on like the Xbox.
He says, I mean, yeah, I had a hatred for SpongeBob, but that fucking game though, it's good shit, dude. It was a fun game. But it was an easy game, like especially nowadays. Well, I say easy, but we got certain people in this household that.
What about another like Need for Speed like Underground?
Yeah, we've talked about that before, but yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
If they brought back Underground and Carbon specifically, those two, to me.
Yeah, those are some good ass racing games.
Yeah,
dude. Need for Speed and Underground made Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Need for
much
Speed,
customization.
I'm sure it sold plenty of copies because it had plenty of sequels anyways. Up to Underground.
Underground came up with all the customizations and all the racing, drag racing.
I had Underglow on every.
Oh yeah, that thing was
I was like, yeah, Underglow.
I would go as far to say that real life like street racing, drag racing, and like car shows and stuff didn't get Underglow popular until Need for Speed came out. I didn't see Underglow ever, even though it was a thing for a while before Underground came out, until Underground came out. And then I started seeing it, and then you started seeing laws like banning it and stuff like that.
When did Fast and Furious come out? Because they had
the first movie.
Because they had Underglow in it.
I want to say 2001,
was it
2002 before Underground?
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. That also probably made it big too.
Yeah, for sure. That had a little bit though. It didn't have a whole lot. Fast and Furious 2 had a lot more Underglow in it than number 1 did, and same thing with Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Because Tokyo Drift kind of took the whole neon kind of look, anyways. So
Tokyo.
Yeah.
I even bought Underglow for my truck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I had mine. Dude, it was fucking sick.
Yeah.
I don't have it anymore, but I also got a different truck.
Yeah. There's a fuck ton of remakes, remasters, and we might hit on some more here in a second. But there's this question in chat earlier. It was just a really good fucking question. That we're gonna hit on real quick. Bunny Bacon way earlier in the chat. Here he said, I feel like remakes are a money making scam. Like they know we look at remakes and think, I remember that, it's awesome, or it's going to be okay for my kids, so we pick it up over new stuff. Is it a good thing, or is it a negative thing? What do you think?
For what? For
remakes and remasters. Do you think it's a negative thing, or do you think they're negative or positive for gaming and stuff like that? Since they're not new, they're basically just cashing in on nostalgia and old games.
I think it's fine. I mean, if you think about it, it's just like Lion King and all these other movies that come out. They do it like every so often for the next generation.
But at the same time, if you think about those movies, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, I don't share that opinion, but I'm playing devil's advocate. I want to speak for both sides here. If you think about it, those movies are the same thing. They are, because they make you think, I want my kid to watch that. I want that like in a new way for my kid or whatever, so they would like it, so it doesn't look old and everything. Because kids are judgmental, they play these new games with graphics, or they see these new movies with great CGI, and they don't want to watch the old shit. So we think, well, if they redid it, you'd like the movie if it looked that good or whatever. Those movies are the same thing. They just deceive the consumer a little bit by saying, well, it's for the new generation. It is for the new generation so that they can sell more stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So they can sell more stuff that they've already made before, new Lion King toys and stuff that they've already made. They can just rehash those toys, throw them back out to a new generation. They can sell that kind of stuff to a new generation. From a business standpoint, it's fantastic. It's kind of a shitty thing because they're not thinking about it as we're bringing it to a new generation to enjoy. No, they're thinking about it. We're bringing it to a new generation to sell to.
Depends who you're talking about.
I mean, I'm fine with it because I mean, I'd love
Disney
another.
100%.
I would love
is doing it for a negative reason.
No.
Is doing it for the money. Disney, yeah. Disney's
they
not good guys.
literally said that they did it so that way.
They tell us that, and we believe it because it makes sense. But I'm just saying, like, I don't agree with it 100% because I don't like how some of the old movies looked, and some of the new movies I do prefer over the old movies that they do. So even I like some of them, and I like what they're doing. And from that standpoint, where it's like a new generation of stuff, it's a good thing. But the business side of them, they're not doing it for the good. They're not. Businesses never work for morality. They work for money. And they know, hey, instead of making new ideas, and this is what Bunny Bacon's getting at for the video games too, instead of making new ideas and investing all those things into investing all those resources into making new IPs, because that takes a lot of work to make something completely new from the ground up. You can watch any video game documentary, any movie documentary, and they'll tell you it's a lot harder to make something new than it is to redo something old. So it's an easy cash grab. It's an easy way for them to... Yeah, it's an easy way for them to cash in on something old that they can rehash all the ideas and stuff for, because they don't have to put the work into it, but they get the money for it still.
That's not necessarily true. I mean...
No, I mean, that's 100% true. You can look at the sales of any of these new movies that come out.
I'm saying that they get more, but I'm also saying that Disney has... All their movies are live action, so they're basically making a whole new movie. No,
they are making a new movie, but it's the same...
effort.
Kind of. They're not really...
Kind of. They're making a whole movie.
No, they are making a whole... I'm not saying that it doesn't take effort still.
That's what
it
you
just
just
doesn't...
said.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't take effort at all. I'm saying it doesn't take as much effort. Still takes plenty of effort to make a movie or a video game. It doesn't take as much effort to make a remake or a remaster or anything of an old video game or movie.
No,
because you got the story already laid down. You've got all that kind of stuff laid down. You've got the characters, the background on the characters, all of that stuff that takes months to years to create.
Yeah.
You've got
but
it already.
They're also
all you have to do is...
coming out with new movies all the time.
Yeah, well, all you have to do is deliver on the idea at that point. And that's the part that takes still a lot of effort. But it's cash grab. I don't agree with that now. I would say Disney's doing it that way, but that's because Disney has been shown to be kind of evil. I won't go into politics on that, but they're in it for the money for sure. But I wouldn't say that it's that way for everyone, because THQ Nordic is a good bunch of dudes, and they're the ones remastering. They're the ones that did remaster the old Darksiders games. They made the new Darksiders game, and then they're remastering SpongeBob and remastering Destroy All Humans. And those games sold well, but they didn't sell well enough to warrant like a whole new generation, the same idea or anything. So I would say some people are probably doing it for a good thing. Some people probably aren't. But either way, now knowing both sides of that and stuff and the idea behind both sides, I still generally agree with the fact that it's a good thing. Just, I had to play devil's advocate there for a minute. And I hate doing that because everyone doesn't like that, but I've got to do it.
I hate you.
I watch a lot of Joe Rogan, and he does that. And people hate Joe Rogan for that. And that's why a lot of people think Joe Rogan is like all conservative and stuff, but he's not. He's liberal. But he plays devil's advocate, and he still agrees with a lot of conservative ideas and stuff. So, not to get political, but that's what I try to do, too. I try to, when I talk to somebody about something that's serious, I try to basically be like, here's the thing that I agree with, yes. But look at it this way for just a second, and look at the numbers and everything, and see, it could be either way. So, having said that, positive or negative thing?
Alright, positive.
You like it? You think it's a positive thing?
I mean,
now, is that just because you like it, or do you think it's a positive thing?
I mean, there's some stuff that should be remade.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that 100%. There are plenty of things that I like.
It gives me another chance to play the game, or if I never got to play it in the first place, I have another chance to play it.
Yeah.
And it'll be relevant because other people will play it. Then I'll be more in the loop on stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of time I'm out of the loop on a lot of this stuff because I haven't played it before. But if they made a remake, I may jump on it to try it.
See, Bunny Bacon's idea there. Here's my thing about that. Bunny Bacon's idea, I think it's a good thing for video games.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't think it's a good thing in every market. Movies.
I don't know. I mean, they
obviously,
remade Lion King and stuff. I never rewatched
obviously, no matter which side you stand on, if I was able to argue it both ways, it can be argued.
Well,
it can. But I mean,
like
it has a
plausible mind or whatever.
Yeah.
The YouTuber or whatever.
It has a plausible argument, is what I'm saying. Video games, though, I don't feel like that as much because old video games, like video games, are as popular as they've ever been right now. We've talked about that. Video games for sure sell way more, are way bigger than they've ever been right now. So, for video games, when you remaster an old video game, you're not banking on, Disney, if they remake Aladdin, and they know Aladdin sold, millions and millions of dollars or whatever back then, and so automatically it's going to sell, as long as they deliver on it, it's going to sell millions and millions of dollars right now. Video games aren't that way. Video games weren't making that much then, so I think video games take it in a better direction than a lot of things do.
Depends what video game you're talking about.
Well, I haven't seen a negative example of it yet.
Like Call of Duty. I mean, Modern Warfare.
No, yeah, but that's the thing. They remastered Modern Warfare 1. If they wanted to go in for the cash, they just remastered Modern Warfare 2. But other games have outsold Modern Warfare 2 and 3 since it came out. Since those games have come out. So they're not cashing.
Also a lot more people playing them, too.
Yeah,
generations have grown up.
Yeah, that is a whole lot of it, too. But
I mean, that's literally what they made remastered Modern Warfare 4 is because they knew they probably weren't going to make enough money.
Yeah.
So they remastered it.
But see, they were remastering the game before the trailer or anything. They ever got any negative attention for it. So so it seems like they were making it for a good reason, just to give us a remaster, but also for cash. See, if you're able to argue it for that game, it can also be argued for a movie. See. But so
I'm empty.
I don't know. It's interesting to think about. It is a good question, very good question. But I think it's a good thing, especially for video games, because generally, especially with something like SpongeBob Destroy All Humans, Destroy All Humans was a popular game, but it was more of a cult classic. It wasn't Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3.
It wasn't a big, huge. And it's just kind of like an arcadey.
Yeah, and so they're remastering it for that audience specifically, but a lot of people who have played it since then. So they know at least the original audience will probably buy it again, and that's all they're guaranteed. And the original audience wasn't big compared to numbers now, compared to like Call of Duty numbers now. It's like that would be a poor selling game. So that's why I think that it's a good thing for video games. And I know you think it's a good thing for video games, just because new
you gotta pay us
generations
to advertise for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, San Francisco.
What do you think about?
Under Armour.
You think it's a positive or negative thing for video games?
I always think it's positive.
Okay.
I like it. So.
God, this has stings.
That was a really good question, though, Bunny.
Look at the inside of it.
If anyone else has any questions or anything,
that was white.
Hit us in chat or any statements or anything about it. Besides that, though, have you?
It's bad.
God damn, dude.
It's fucking dirty.
I saw that. I could see it from here. I was like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, this used to be white. Like,
I've got it. He's looking at his hat right now, and it's really dirty on the inside.
It's fucking dirty as fuck.
Wait, that used to be completely white, not just like off-white, but
all
white.
this used to be white. I mean, it used to be like that color white.
God damn.
I mean, look at that compared to everything. It's where I wear to work. Doesn't smell too great either.
Jesus Christ.
That's my new hat.
But
You'll wash it.
So.
I've been meaning to use your one thing.
So to go
to
get off that question, I guess. There's all kinds of remakes, though, remasters that are already out there. I was reading a list earlier, and it was way longer than even I knew. I mean, way longer than even I knew.
There's a lot of small games that come out that they don't talk about.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, for sure. It's just the things that they throw out for and that's another reason why I think they're positive for video games is there's a lot that don't get any attention. They just kind of come out like, hey, here's a remaster of this if you want it, or a remake or whatever. But
just come out with the MW2.
God damn it, they have like there's plenty of Mario games that get rehashed and remade and stuff like that. Like, which one was it? There's one that was for Wii U that came out, Super Mario World or 3D Land or something like that. Came out for Wii U. It came out for 3DS.
Wii U kind of tanked.
I think it's
too,
for
didn't
Switch as well. It
Right.
didn't.
We had one.
It didn't sell.
I mean, it's not relevant anymore, really.
Oh no, it didn't sell like Wii
That's why I'm
numbers.
saying it kind of tanked.
No, I mean it did bad for a console for sure. It did bad. I think they went negative on it actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, it tanked.
It
But
tanked. If it goes negative at all,
I hate
it
it
fucking
though.
tanked.
I hate it though because Wii U was actually pretty good. It was the problem was a lot of people just didn't want to give it a chance.
It was more like a family console.
I mean, I don't even think. I don't even think that there was a remaster for Twilight Princess, Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess remaster of Wind Waker for it, and they were better on the Wii U to me.
We didn't play any games like that on the Wii. We literally just played like bowling and stuff like that.
Well,
that was the only
that's
reason
the
why
thing.
we
I think
it.
that's the thing. People expected Wii U to be a
they were trying to
motion controlled.
See, that's the thing. They tried. They did it good with the Switch because you can still, you have your control and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Switch is
They just tried to make a whole nother thing when everyone knows the Wii for being specifically like the original.
Yeah. Here's what pisses me off a
Played
lot
some tennis.
about the Wii U. I think it was though, to hit that real quick. I think it was the fact that Wii was a motion controlled thing. Families liked it. You could do a lot of things that weren't just normal gaming stuff with it. It was cool. It was cool. And it was innovative and stuff. It was cool. And the Wii U had almost the same name. It was Wii U. And people, I guess, thought that was just some different Wii. And it almost was. It almost was because the hardware on the Wii U's console part wasn't horribly different. The innovative part on this one was it had a tablet. But here's the thing. The Switch sells like a motherfucker and is almost the same exact thing.
It's just because it's portable.
Yeah, it's portable. And that's what Nintendo sells that's what really sells their stuff. DS's outsell most of their things. DS's Game Boys outsell most of their, like, consoles. That's what sells that shit, and it pisses me off, because I'm like, why didn't you fuckers buy the Wii U? Because it's almost the same thing, it just wasn't portable. But you had a tablet that you could play the game on here, or on the TV with, and you didn't even have to dock it to play it on the TV. Or switch. You could switch from your hand and still use this as the controller, or plug in a GameCube controller or anything like you can with that, and you can play the games like that too. The Wii U is the same thing as a Switch. It's just not portable. The thing itself is just not portable. But you could sit in the same room with the tablet. And that was something I really liked. Smash Bros. And Mario Kart on the Wii U was.
I can get you some.
You could play 5 players on the Wii U.
I've heard.
I look pretty snazzy.
Jesus.
It's my grandma.
God damn it.
Talking about me.
On the Wii U,
I look pretty good there.
On the Wii U, you could play 5 players. You could, like, if you wanted to play Mario Kart, you could play 4 players with controllers. You could play 4 players with controllers, and then one person could play by themselves on their own screen right here in their fucking hand.
I've seen that.
And they were still playing with their friend. They were playing the same game.
I think Node did it.
Yeah.
Node did it where they was playing on the TV, and so, like the dude that was the ghost or whatever trying to hunt him down. The other people had flashlights.
He was behind them.
Yeah,
playing.
and like you're playing on that, and you're the ghost. You're trying to like eat them or something like that. Then all of a sudden, but they can't see you on the TV, but you can see everything.
Exactly.
On that
There were a bunch of crazy ideas like that with a bunch of games. There was just a whole lot of the problem. A lot of the problem was developers didn't know what to do with that. Besides stuff like that, developers didn't know what to do with the tablet. They were like, well, we can't put. They didn't actually. I was gonna say they couldn't. They were like, we can't put Skyrim on that because they're like, that little tablet can't play Skyrim, even though that one does. But even though I will say that one has more power than this tablet did, but because the console wasn't this, the console was the thing still. This just got like extra power, but still they were like, you can't play Skyrim on that because it's not powerful enough. And so that a lot of these places were like, you aren't. The hardware wasn't competing with Xbox 360 and PS3, or I guess that was PS4 and Xbox One were already out when Wii U came out, I guess, or coming out. So they couldn't compete with those in terms of technology, but Nintendo never tries that. That thing right there can't compete with a PS4 and Xbox One. PS4 and Xbox One. It cannot compete with it. But anyways, Wii U had some good remakes and remasters on it. It had to go back to it. Get myself off that tangent there, because I ran about that forever. It pisses me off, dude. I love the Wii U. But, yeah. It had Zelda remasters on it. A few. But it had Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, which are two of the better selling of the games. And it was remastered. Those two were remastered on there. And it was really good. I almost... some people are going to hate me for saying this. I like playing Twilight Princess and Wind Waker more on the Wii U than I do on the consoles they came out for. Because you could mess with your inventory, you could see your map and everything down here. If I was in a confusing map or anything, I didn't have to fucking... like confusing dungeon or something on Zelda, I didn't have to fucking pause and look at the map. I could look down and be like, oh, okay, and like hit R or whatever and look at the other stuff on there. I didn't have to fucking hit pause like for any inventory management was easier because of that. Yeah. And I like those remakes and remasters better than the original games.
I like them to remake the old Frogger games from like PS1.
They have.
I played a lot of that back in the day.
They have mobile games like that. He wants them on console. My bad.
That and I just saw the other one.
You know, Frogger had a 3D platforming game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when Rayman and Jack and Daxter and stuff like that were big. Spyro.
Dude, Frogger was a blast, dude. I remember.
Frogger had a 3D platformer.
There was one. It was like you're just on a river and you had to hop on a bunch of hippos to get to the very top, and it was so hard.
That game's fucking hard, bro.
And also, you know what'd be great is they remade remember the Toy Story games? Mm-hmm. I like to remake some of them.
They had a skateboarding Toy Story game that I really liked. I only ever played the demo. I only got to play the demo. You guys remember demo discs?
Yeah.
There you go. That's a flashback.
That was a long time ago.
I just felt old immediately, but...
I was just going to say, we're getting old.
Yeah, I know.
We're not old, but we're getting old.
That was back at dial-up.
Shoot, that was back before any of that.
Yeah.
When I
said demo discs, as I said it, I felt a chill, like, oh no, death is closer to me. But
it's like cassette players.
Yeah.
Walkmans.
Oh no.
Goddamn Walkman. Kids don't even know what that is now.
No, that was like a little bit before us, but.
Oh, I had a Walkman when I was like 5.
I'm pushing play, but it's nothing's coming out.
Uh-oh.
Who put the baloney in here?
So confused.
I had a Walkman cassette player. That was before I had a CD player or anything, when I was like 5.
I remember my sister used to have one of those portable CD players.
Oh, I had one of those.
It's like fucking
this
big. You plug your headphones into it.
I would take it to school.
Yeah.
Or they were like on the bus drive or whatever. Oh, dude, so it was so
big
though.
It wasn't very thick. It was only like couple inches thick, inch and a half.
Did you guys stop buying them when they sleeked them up? Because they got sleeker in it. Oh man.
I had one of the original ones. They would go to LimeWire and burn a bunch of songs or whatever.
That was the way to do it, kids. That was the way to do it before the MP3s.
I remember my dad used to have a big old binder that was just full of CDs. Every time we'd hop in the car, he'd just be like,
yep.
Yeah.
That's how it always was, dude.
Every single time. It doesn't matter if you go to a gas station or not. Every time, man, you gotta pull out the binder and see what CD you're popping in.
Like everybody had a binder in their car, and it was just filled with CDs.
Oh, yeah. My brother had the pretty big binder, about this big, about that thick.
Oh yeah, that's what my
fucking
dad
full of them. And then my dad had CD things that hooked onto the sun visors.
Yep. Yeah, we had that too. It was man, I hated it because like some of those old cars or whatever, like we'd hit a bump and it's like
CDs pop up.
You know what's sad? A while back, my wife's grandma gave me a bunch of CDs to burn onto a USB drive for her.
Oh no!
Just so she could listen to them in her car because she didn't have a CD. They don't hardly put CD players in cars anymore.
Yeah.
And so I burned like fucking 10 CDs onto a little USB drive for her.
Jesus Christ!
Those fucking USBs can hold a lot of music.
A bunch of like Hank Williams.
Hold on. Oh yeah, that was another question Bunny had. It's just not my chat because I had stopped. I forgot because I was like, I know Bunny had one more question, Basically, it was how do you guys feel about remakes in general? Do you like remakes? Would you prefer more original games? So, what do you guys prefer when it comes to games coming out?
Damn, that's a tough one.
I guess
it's
it
a tough
what
one.
It is.
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately it's gonna come down to that for sure. Because
Like,
if it's
MW2, sure, but like,
if
like,
it's
I
Call of
want
Duty's coming out,
new
new one
stuff.
versus Modern Warfare 2, then you're gonna pick Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
But now
I just want new stuff.
Yeah.
I want new games to play, new ideas. Something that's not BR right now.
Which I guess that question was already decided for you anyways when I asked it. I realized because since you don't play many remakes or remasters anyways, they don't affect you.
Yeah.
But for me and him, it's a harder question for sure. Because for me, I'm like, damn, what, like, because I like remakes, and I guess when it comes down to it, I prefer. Damn, dude, I don't know. I was gonna say I prefer new games, but then I was like, but bro, every time they remaster Kingdom Hearts, I'll be damned if I don't have it on PS3, PS4, and everything, man. Tifa wants an Xbox. We're gonna get on Xbox eventually, and when we get on there, I'm probably gonna buy it on there too, since they just came out on Xbox finally. Hey, they came out on Xbox finally. You can try it.
What's that?
But Kingdom Hearts games.
Oh, yeah?
All of them, came out on it recently. But you can buy a whole collection of them for like $80, I think. But well, except for the new one. New one's a whole $60 by itself. But yeah. I don't know, dude. That's a fucking hard question to me because I think about it and I'm like, I want the nostalgia. I want like Champions North. I want that remastered, especially now that you guys play games like that. I'd love to play some Champs with you guys, but Champions North, if that remaster that came out, I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, I want that. But there's new games coming out, new IPs like Baldur's Gate 3 and Valorant that looks crazy. Bleeding Edge, it's right like literally 2 weeks away, 1 week away from the next fucking beta, 2 weeks away from release. They just released a new character for that, which is a dolphin and a giant ball mech, and it's a tank, but it's a ranged tank.
Good.
Shit. It's a range tank, and that really throws me off because I'm like, how does a tank ranged? It's supposed to be up there, but I guess, well, I say that. Diva's a kind of a ranged tank, I guess, in Overwatch. Hearts and disc trays with the launch of PS2. 20 years. Shut the fuck up. God damn, I wish they were that fucking volatile toward each other. They're not. They're getting a lot more friendly toward each other, but they're starting to see, though.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're starting to be like, oh man, those PCs are kicking our fucking ass. I say that, but Sony's really worried about this pricing situation. They're going to have to weaken the PS5 a little bit. They're going to have to release a weaker PS5. This is what this is announced. This is for sure what they're doing. The PS5 that's coming out that's going to be cheaper than the new Xbox Series X is because they have that Radeon or whatever they have in there. It's the one that's going to be cheaper than that is going to be a little less powerful, and then they're going to release one that they're thinking about it at least, one that actually competes on a 1-to-1 power level with Xbox Series X, which is crazy. But back to it.
Well, see, you don't want consoles really expensive.
No, you don't.
That's just, PC.
That's
PC
why
nerds are like, yeah, I will spend the extra money, but console players.
That's why they're
really.
That's why they're releasing both.
Yeah, they don't want to make it expensive.
Yeah, exactly. They're like for the casual fans and stuff who aren't gonna spend that money, and the kids and stuff who the parents aren't gonna pay that much money. Here you go. For the guys who play the PlayStation and want it to be on the level of PCs and Xbox Series X. Here's that bigger one. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be smart. If you have extra money, go for it.
Because Series X
not a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't want to spend $1,000.
So far, I don't think Series X is doing a different model of it right now. Just PlayStation is pretty sure. That's because they have to. Yeah. Because they literally thought about selling PS5 at a deficit, like where they would be going negative on it. And they thought about it for a minute because they're like, well, people will like it though. And they would reasonably. People would be like, oh, a more powerful console, cheaper than the Series X. Why not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, they'd hop on that shit for sure.
Especially if these.
But there's no way for them to make their money back on that unless people were really buying PlayStation Plus and accessories and stuff for the PS5. That's the only way they'd have to be able to make their money back. I honestly think they could. PlayStation, if you're listening, I think you can do it. If you release it cheaper than the Series X and go in a deficit for it, I think that you can make your money back through the other means. I'm not going to say that I don't think it would make you a whole lot of... It would make you money, but I don't think it would make you a whole lot of profit doing that. But that's one of those things. Like, do you want to win? Do you want to win it? Do you want people to like your company more? Either way, though, going back to it real quick, to finally try to answer this fucking question, I think I prefer new stuff. But my feelings on remakes and stuff in general is I for sure I don't disagree with remakes or remasters at all. I love remakes and remasters. And every time one comes out that I love, even if it's 20 years from now and they just release another Ratchet and Clank remaster, I'm going to buy it again when it looks good again. That's just the way it is. But
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, what do you prefer? Do you prefer remakes or do you prefer new?
I really can't.
That's a hard one, dude. It's a damn hard question. Because, like, every time even answering the question now, I still want to go back on it because I'm like, but man, I love fucking remakes. Because if they're good remakes, because just the good remakes I've played, like the Crash remake's good. I just hate Crash. It's hard. It's a hard fucking game. I don't hate Crash, but it was hard and I forgot how hard it was. So when I went back to play, I was like, fuck this game, dude. But the Crash kart game, I fucking love that. That's fun. And Spyro, the Spyro remaster, I had a fan. Even Spyro 3 didn't get me a whole lot of viewers with that one on Twitch, but I had a blast playing that game. Either way, it was so fucking fun. And if they remastered Jak, remake Jak,
dude, I would spend all my money.
Dude, I'd spend $200 if it was the only way to get the remake or remaster of it. I'd spend $200 right now on a remake of Jak. Like even just Jak 1, I'd spend money on it.
I can't do it.
I know you couldn't, man, but I'm a man who spent like $600 on Black Ops 3 alone, alright? So leave me alone.
I just couldn't do it.
One remake, and I want to give this one a shout out here, because one remake, it's a remake, that kind of isn't getting any attention, really. It's kind of a cult classic game. It's Tide the Tasmanian Tiger. We've talked about this before. It's a little game where you just a Tasmanian tiger in Australia in these different levels. You threw boomerangs and stuff like that to do stuff. It's a platformer. It's a fun game. It got kickstarted, and it's getting a remaster and everything. Coming out on Steam. It's coming out on Xbox, PS4, Switch. And, I mean, I'm waiting for my Steam code for it one of these days. But, yeah. That one's not getting a whole lot of attention, though. So I wanted to kind of give that one the shout out because I was like, man, not that I'm going to get any more attention, but I don't know if one of the developers or something listens to it, they might be like, hey, I appreciate you. But because unfortunately I couldn't afford a higher tier than I got in the Kickstarter, so I'm only getting the Steam code and that's it. But you could have got your name in the credits and all kinds of crazy shit. But so that's one that's coming out.
Man, you know what's coming closer, right?
What's up?
Oh, Critical Role.
Critical Role? What do you mean?
Their animated series.
Oh my god, I forgot.
It's getting closer and closer.
I keep waiting to forget about it so that I don't have to worry about it and think about it.
Yeah, I forgot about it. And all of a sudden, they popped up in the thing about it. I was like...
Was that video I told you to watch? Or told you about? No, you had already watched that video, I think.
I can't remember. They was talking about it.
It has some animation from it in there.
I don't know.
Go watch that video, man. It has animation.
I'm sure I've watched it. Because like, anytime they post
say anything about it,
you're
you're on that shit like, yes,
yeah.
I'm here. I'm ready.
I'm ready for it, dude. I've listened to, like, I've watched the whole first season once, and I've listened to it like 2 or 3 times at work. I know that first season really
Critical
well.
Role section of the podcast here, real quick. Not real quick, and we'll probably be on it for a hot minute. But I have something to ask you, and I've been thinking about it. Do you prefer Campaign 1 or 2?
1.
You do, for sure? Is it just, now think about it. Is it just because
gets more further in?
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
think about it though. Is it just because of nostalgia, or what?
No, it was just so good. It's like how everything was just planned out. See, that's what I'm having to wait because there's still so much I don't know. But dude, that first one was just it just impacted me a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was just fucking crazy, especially at the end. At the end is where it kind of got me going.
I think it's one of those things that it's just the first time you ever heard that whole thing happen. that kind of thing happened where Critical Role, like a Dungeons and Dragons story that was affected right there. You were listening to it, and they were voice acting the characters and everything live and everything. I think that's part of the reason why.
I'll have to wait until they finish the second one
to really compare them.
Like once they finish the second one, then I can tell you which one I like more.
Yeah.
But until then, it's still the first one.
Well, the only reason I asked that,
I think the characters is what really gets me because it's Vex, Grog, and all them. These other ones are.
There's some of the characters on Campaign 1 that I wasn't a huge fan of compared to Campaign 2. There's a whole lot more of the characters that I really like.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I like Campaign 2 better yet.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting too, but
I caught up a little bit.
I like Campaign 2 better.
You don't get an opinion, man.
you gotta watch the first, especially because man, Sam is so much funnier on the first season.
He is
because
he is a lot funnier
and everything, dude.
I will say the first one was a lot funnier.
Oh, for sure.
And I think that's one of the reasons why it felt more emotional when sad stuff happened. But there's a lot more sad stuff on this one, and this one keeps me depressed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a bad thing.
I'm like on like episode 91 or something like that now. Because I finished the one I was
still
on.
Missing shit.
Then I finished another episode now.
There's
on something else.
But just those 2 episodes, a lot fucking happened in those 2 episodes, didn't it?
I'm at.
Because we were talking about it last time. A lot happens in a short span of time. Because he was saying he was way more caught up than he thought he was. And then we were like, oh shit. Like, I especially was like, oh damn. Way more happened in this short time frame than I fucking thought. A lot happens, and you're still missing some of it. There's some crazy shit that's
I'm at where they're back by the Bright Queen. Like, they just got back there. And
okay, so they were in Empire?
Yeah, they already did the whole Empire thing. They're already back now. And now they're just about to talk to the Bright Queen about how the Empire has something.
Okay. Yeah. I ain't that far yet.
Yeah.
I'm on the part where they're fighting in that cathedral.
Is it the part where they're negotiating? Oh, yeah, that's not too far, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like maybe an episode or 2 behind them.
They're going to tell the Bright Queen that they have something, but really they have 2 of them. But he's telling them just to say that they have 1.
Yeah.
And don't tell them about the other one, because if they say 2, then it's going to
So they haven't talked about negotiating?
Start the war even more. Well, what's negotiating? Like...
Negotiating between the 2.
Well, they're talking to... What's his name? Like, he always glides everywhere.
Essek.
Yeah, Essek is now there, like, because they told Essek, was like, hey, stay the night with us, or, you know, come hang out with us. Then he said no, he left. But then, like, a few minutes later, he comes back, decides... And so now we're getting more loot.
I love that part.
So now we're learning more about Essek now, and I'm like, okay, that's like.
I don't know what happened yet, so I can't spoil it for you guys or anything, but I don't know what happened, but I do know that I saw, because of all the Critical Role content I watch, some fucking spoilers pop up just in the titles of videos and stuff on YouTube sometimes.
It's like 10 minutes long. It's like,
yeah, and I'll say one said something about Essek. Like, and it didn't say anything spoilery in the title or anything, but it was basically like, it implies that, okay, I'm not gonna say that, it does kind of spoil it a little bit, but apparently Essek's a bigger player than we've
How about we
seen.
just quit talking about this?
Yeah, you need to catch
This is the Critical Role section of the podcast, man. What are you talking about? Fuck.
I mean, we could talk about season 1, but
Yeah, watch it yet.
Yeah, we can't talk about that at all. Yeah.
Season 1 was so good.
Dude, it is so good. It's so damn good.
Especially that final boss fight. Damn. Then at the ending with Vex.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, man, that sucked.
Yeah, Vex.
He was like, man, he was so good.
Or Vax, I mean.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that...
Man, that sucked. I was so sad to see
Shut
him.
up. I'm sick of it. So, I guess to get off our tangent and go back. Are there any more things that you guys would like to see remade? Remastered?
Not really.
What about you, Wally?
I'm ready for the future.
You're ready for the future? I know you are.
I'm ready to see it.
Nah,
We got Baldur's Gate stuff coming up.
Jack and Dexter's your big thing.
Yeah, Jack and Dexter, man. They just take all my money.
He came into this episode ready to shout Modern Warfare 2 and Jack and Daxter, and that's it.
Yeah,
he didn't care about anything else.
I'm ready for the new games. Baldur's Gate, dude, that's gonna be nasty.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm ready for that game.
I know. contemplated trying to get you guys to play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, but they just don't. They don't play like
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till
Divinity,
3.
and the graphics are just. It's one of those things that they're. I don't think it'd be up your guys' alley to play the other ones, but Baldur's Gate 3 is looking fantastic here.
It's gonna be so good.
Okay.
Man, he had like a 99% chance and rolled a
And
natural
still
1 and
missed,
still
bro.
missed. I was like,
Yes!
fuck yes.
Yeah, I know.
was like, I don't care you have 99% chance. You rolled a 1.
Yeah.
You miss him.
Oh yeah,
That's great.
the guy seemed embarrassed too, and I was like, "No, bro,
Yep.
that's it. That's what we want. We want the difficulty, bro.
Yeah,
we
that's-
want the dice rolls, man."
Yeah. The dice rolls are the big part in that game. It's D&D. It's all about
Yeah.
rolling dice.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like Divinity was fun. Yes, I mean, if you had 90% chance, you were gonna hit them.
Yeah.
No matter what at that point. But if you roll a natural 1 on Baldur's Gate, you're not hitting them,
Oh no.
and it makes it even better.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready for that game.
Yeah.
Man, when that game comes out, whew, all 3 of us gonna be on that one.
Oh yeah. You guys want to watch some Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay? You come to us.
Moon wants to play with us.
So we'll have a
Baldur's
full
Gate.
4-man this time.
Yeah, and by that time, his kid will be a little bit.
I was about to say, I know he has a kid. Is he gonna be able to? Is he gonna be able to put in time?
He hasn't been able to
I mean,
lately.
right now, as
but
of right now, me and you could put in a lot of time.
Well, not here in a little bit because I need a job.
Yeah.
And I think tomorrow I had to go talk to somebody.
Yeah. Did you hear my not a job thing in my video?
No.
I was like, this is expensive. I'm ballless. I don't have a job.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I remember that. I was like,
It was while I was putting him together. I was like, because I was sitting there like, oh man, I spent a lot of money, dude. I'm not used to spending money that I'm
Don't
not
break it.
earning, dude. Well, I say that, but this week was my last check from my last job, so.
yeah, your job got posted. Already. It popped up like a few days ago.
for it. Just
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it popped up. It was like we need a new
In Dover.
Yeah, in Dover. It had your position and everything.
Yeah.
And it was for night shift. I was like, hey, that's his job.
Yeah, I didn't figure they'd be able to find someone to fill it fast enough. I felt a little bad because I really did care for the people and everything, but on top of that, though, I mean, I couldn't really do anything about it. It pisses me off because they were. I don't know. It shouldn't have been my fault, and I feel like it shouldn't have been my fault. But. Introduce the baby pod, the vaginal sound system, give your fetus a concert, the Halo 3 original soundtrack. God damn it.
Dude, that was lit, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Halos, dude, I fucking love them. Like,
I know,
as soon as you started up.
It's like people. What's crazy is a lot of new age, like younger people and stuff this day and age don't like classical music or anything like that. But
Dude,
if you
that's
throw a
fucking
fucking
dumb.
video game soundtrack into that mix, then they're immediately like, oh yeah, this is my bop, bro. This
fucking
is it.
great. There's been times like people will go to like some kind of church or whatever that has like a really good echo, and they'll do the theme,
Yeah.
and they nail it every time. It's fucking great.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's about. It's a little bit shorter of an episode, but that's okay. It's about all the discussion we have on remakes and remasters. Maybe in the future when they throw some more in here, like there's a few episodes, there's a few topics that inevitably we're going to come back around to, just because of certain things in those topics expanding and doing different things and stuff.
Yeah, we got the battle royales, we got D&D.
Yeah, so there's plenty of stuff
coming up.
So, yeah, we got that battle royale.
Are we saving the D&D one for Baldur's Gate when it comes out, or
We're saying, yeah. I was gonna ask you guys. Do you guys want to wait to do the D&D one when Baldur's Gate 3 drops,
how much
or when
longer
it
we
goes
got
into
till
early
Baldur's Gate
access?
3? They didn't say it.
They don't know. They don't have a release date because they're just trying to do it and work, which is
Yeah.
the best way to do it. But it pisses me off because I got nothing to go on.
Yeah, and, I mean they're pretty far. They don't have enough done yet.
No.
So
Yeah, there were too many issues. Even though I didn't hate it,
Yeah,
I'd still buy the game right now, even the way it was. But
it's probably
But
not going
they're-
to come out this year.
yeah, no.
That
Well,
is-
no, it's supposed to come out this year.
Is it? Like
And
the
there's a
end of the
lot.
year?
Yeah, there's a lot of development that can happen in short. Game development is a hard thing, and it's like it takes a lot of time. But I think people don't understand that there's a lot that they do in a short amount of time.
They better step in gear.
Overwatch?
I'm ready.
Overwatch before it came out was a completely different game for like a couple months before it came out, like 3 or 4 months before the game actually came out. Bastion had a shield. Bastion had a shield on him, like that came out in front of his turrets. God damn it. All kinds of characters did way different stuff than they did when the game
they
came out.
fucking need to change Hanzo back. Fuck that.
Did you see where they just fucking banned him? They banned him
Oh,
along with
ranked?
some. Yeah. They finally decided to just ban some characters. May was one of them, and I was like, yes.
Good. Fuck, man.
Arisa, which I never had a problem with her.
I hated May so much. I like, you're about to kill it, all of a sudden. Ice wall.
I say I didn't have a problem with
Fuck.
Arisa. There was a couple times we played this last time where she just kept. If you didn't take her shield down fast enough, then next time it recharged, because it can recharge before it's down, so she can throw it out again, and sometimes it's OP.
I mean, Hanzo was not even that strong. I mean,
But they banned Hanzo for some reason. And what's crazy is they banned him after nerfing him, and people complain about him all the time being a bad character anyways, and then they go and ban him. And I'm like, you fucking pussies. I was like...
it don't make any sense. I mean...
It's like, how's he a bad character if you're fucking afraid of him and you gotta ban him?
The only way you can do serious damage with Hanzo is headshots. And you have to pull the bow back. It's not like you're shooting a sniper like Widowmaker.
Mhm.
You literally have to pull the bow back, take some time, and then shoot.
Yeah.
He's a harder character to play. Then they took off the scatter shot, which made it even worse because Tracer. If Tracer comes up, you're fucked because you have a bow.
Scatter
You're
shot
trying
was
to-
the only way to counter Tracer. Like
that
with
countered
Hanzo.
her easy.
I mean, you could headshot her,
It's hard.
try,
I
but
did
that's
it a few
hard to
times,
do, dude.
but she'll just fucking zoom past. I just get that scatter shot. As soon as she zooms, just fucking hit her with
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying. For even a skilled FPS player, it's hard to headshot Tracer while she's moving. So it's like,
She's quick.
you need to keep scattershotting, if anything, just to fucking counter some of those flanking characters.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I guess we're going to go ahead and get out of this one. Remember to leave suggestions for any topics, any feedback, anything like that at darkskyGameNews@gmail.com. My social media, which is Zenith Darksky on literally everything. Be sure to show up for Twitch sometime if you want your opinion heard, or you want a question answered or anything like that on the stream, because we answer questions on episodes that don't have to do with the topic. I prefer them to, but sometimes if we don't have a whole lot of questions pertaining to the topic, but people have questions about other stuff, we'll answer those too. And before the stream, we answer questions and talk to chat. And after the stream too, if we got people in the chat as well. But yeah, Zenith Darksky, all my social medias. Semphis on YouTube and Twitch. CENFUSS. Are you still streaming on Twitch, or are you thinking about YouTube? Because I know you were thinking about it for a little bit.
I've been sticking on Twitch lately. Like, I'm kind of giving Twitch a little bit more longer, but...
Because it's been doing pretty decent recently.
Yeah, I mean, I've been staying with, like, decent numbers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that stays up, I'll stay on Twitch. If not, I may try YouTube out.
See, that's my thing. Every time I think about switching, Twitch does good for me again. I'm like, okay. And then it'll do bad after a while. I think about switching, and it just goes back and forth, but never goes up. And it pisses me off. But, yeah, so you can catch us on our Twitches and YouTubes and stuff. Bearded Moors, you got an update on when you think you're gonna...
Hopefully not like next week, but the week after.
The week after? Okay, so a couple episodes from now,
Hopefully.
he should be streaming. Don't worry, we'll give you that weekly update on Bearded Moors stream. We'll
And
give
it's just like a year later.
be a whole new section. Yeah, at the end
I'm
it's like a
trying.
10-minute discussion. Like, well, let me tell you this week, my boss did this shit. I think he knows. I think he listens to the podcast. I think he knows I'm trying. It becomes a conspiracy theory. This podcast doesn't become gaming anymore. It's all, when is Bearded Moors gonna stream?
Fucking just like follow
build
him
up-
to work with a camera.
Build up so much hype around it that he gets partnered still before us, even after that, just because of how much hype is built up around him. Jesus. But you can find him on Twitter, and sometimes Twitch, not yet, but if anything, you can still catch him on Semphis' stream or my stream. Also, remember to go join my Discord. Again, ! Discord in my chat, even when I'm offline. A little link will pop up. You click it if you have Discord on your phone or whatever, or your computer. You click it. You do whatever you takes, or you copy and paste it into the Discord thing to add a server. You join. I interact with people. I mean, I'm super interactive on Discord. I literally react to things and talk to people all the time directly on there. So that's a good way to reach us as well. Word of mouth. I'm gonna hit it again. Word of mouth, people. The best way to spread this podcast. If you want to share it on your social medias too, that's fine, and we'll take it, obviously. But the best way to spread a podcast, don't know why, it's word of mouth. If you got people that listen to podcasts and you want them to listen to us too, then tell them. Tell them about us. We're on Podbean. We're on Google Play. We're on Apple Music. Not Amazon Music. Amazon Music doesn't do podcasts, I don't think. Because I tried it. Apple Music, Google Play, Podbean, Spotify. I see my Spotify guys out there. YouTube. We re-upload to YouTube. Hey. And Blueberry. And soon tune in. I got approved for that, and I still haven't went through the rest of the stuff yet. I forgot about it until just now. But yeah, soon tune in as well. So if you got a friend who's like, I don't listen to Podbean or I don't listen to this, then tell them we're somewhere else. We are almost everywhere you can be as a podcast, except for the ones that you have to pay for. Because I don't have the money to pay $30 a month, literally, for fucking unlimited episodes, to upload unlimited episodes. It's stupid. That's a stupid price, bro. But either way, so we're on everything there. Be sure to tell people about us. Remember to rate us. I mean, I don't care if it's a bad rating. Rate us. Because if it's a bad rating, at least we know we're doing something wrong at that point. So remember to rate us, review us on whatever you listen to us on. Follow, for sure. And subscribe or whatever you got to do on there too. Also follow and subscribe to us on Twitch and YouTube. That'll also help us out. I mean, it really will. And yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
It's always here for.
I'm never gonna do it. Like when you look at me.
I know. Thank you guys in the Twitch chat for showing up. If any of you guys in the Twitch chat got any more questions or anything, you know we need to do an episode because we have a few people that jump in and ask us questions early, but they leave because we don't interact or whatever. If we can build up enough hype or enough people for it, we need to do an episode where we just the whole time just talk to Twitch chat, answer Twitch chat questions, or just interact with them.
I feel like that'd be something that we probably shouldn't put on the podcast, but just us three hop on and talk.
Well, if Twitch was popping off, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Twitch is popping off, it'd be a lot more interesting to listen to if Twitch is really going at it.
For sure. I'd be down. If Twitch ever got bigger on us, then
yeah,
I'd be down.
Yeah. I've thought about... I didn't want to do this at first this way because it's just not super common. It's not a super common thing to be done. But I'm starting to see it more and more often. I like us getting together and everything, but if you guys were more comfortable at home where you could look up stuff like that and stuff too while we do the podcast, thinking maybe one episode we could do that on Discord. Just,
we all have cameras.
Our way of streaming, we'll just go on Discord and, that's our stream basically. That's the display capture right there basically is our 3 cameras so they can see our face, and that's also what I'll upload to YouTube. And I'll put Audacity on record to record the Discord thing. I've been looking into it because apparently there's a few out there that have been doing that and they do pretty good. The sound quality isn't horrible on them or anything. The only thing I would ask of you guys if that happened is make sure any outside distractions or anything like that could happen.
I'm by myself. Wally, on the other hand,
I got my poochies.
But he got his wife in the background.
Fucking cousin! You got the fucking trash! Get your ass over here!
Yeah. Well, if we did something like that, we could just do it a special day or something like that, where maybe, or a special time or something.
Yeah, that's not big.
Where you just wouldn't
I
have
can
to
make sure that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
maybe we'll wait
that'd be fun.
till I can start streaming and I get my shit more soundproof. And
yeah.
Well, see, that's what people do with D&D or whatever. Have you ever noticed? Have you ever watched the D&D?
I've watched some other D&D podcasts.
Sometimes what they'll do is do Dungeon Master.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have his stream set up, and everybody else that's on their computers has their webcam on, and the Dungeon Master will kind of clip their face out and put it on their screen, so you can see everybody's faces on the Dungeon Master stream. But the other people are streaming it as well too. Yeah. So I mean, they can jump around, but everybody's face is going to be on the Dungeon Master.
I've seen that, but I just really like the Critical Role format.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Because I've watched a lot of the other Geek and Sundry tabletop games.
For the podcast, or whatever. That way you can still see our faces on.
Because we can, when you go to Discord, you can screen share your camera, or you can share your camera webcam thing, because we can video chat on Discord basically. And
basically we can.
Yeah. And
every now and then I accidentally hit that. My fucking face will pop up.
He'll be sitting there, he'll click it, and he'll be like, "Oh!"
Have you seen it?
He does it to me all the time. Dude.
Yeah,
Jesus.
because like if you're in full screen mode and as soon as you click that button, it's just a face cam.
Oh, it's because you guys
have
play
to be minimized.
TFT, sharing the screen.
Play
Yeah.
except for Tarkov, we share
Yeah.
our screens. Sometimes he'll click the wrong thing, and I'll just hear, oh! And he's just like, he's sitting there, and he's like,
Did I tell you guys we almost lost last week's episode podcast?
Uh-huh.
We almost lost it. I walked out of the room and hung out with her or whatever, and came back in here. Or no, we all played board games and stuff. After you guys left, computer shut off right in front of me. I was like,
oh, that'd have been bad.
because it was a fucking Windows update. Windows updates by it
Yeah,
forces it unless you catch it.
mine don't.
Yeah,
And-
mine doesn't do it.
Mine always,
Mine's
every
stuck.
time.
I think it's because I'm part of the Windows Insider program, so I can't stop some of the updates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I can
that-
reschedule them if I catch them, but for the most part, I can't stop them all. And so I fucking came in, shit went off, and I was like, I don't know what that was, but, and I was sitting there like, oh my god, dude. So I waited for it to come back on and everything. When it came back on, Audacity didn't pop up because normally Audacity pops up by itself, saying, hey, you almost lost this, but you can recover it or whatever, and it didn't pop up. I was like, oh no.
Because I'd say last week's episode was a good
It's
fucking
2 hours.
episode.
I know. I was like, God damn it, dude.
Like, it was like
And then when
constant content.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good
Yeah.
episode, I thought.
I opened Audacity back, and it came up, and it was like, hey, you can have this. You have this, and you can recover it. I was like, thank God. So I click it, and then Audacity tried to say it was not responding. It's a 2 hour episode. That's several gigabytes of audio.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh no, it's gonna be too big. It's not gonna be able to recover it. I was like, oh my god, bro. I was sitting here stressing. I was like, no, that's the best one. That's one of the best ones, dude. I was like, no way. And I was pissed, bro. I was talking to Tifa. I was like, fuck. Like, I was fucking mad, dude. I was raging.
Man,
That's why you guys didn't hear anything from me for a few hours. Because normally I text you guys like, hey, that was cool, or whatever. And something like that. And no, I was fucking silent, dude. I was radio silent because I was fucking in here like. But it finally fucking recovered, and it was good, and I saved it, but man, I was
literally
fucking...
the only thing you can do is go back on the VOD, then have your audio on, and just
I'd have to rip
Twitch
it
go
off.
and just don't mess with your computer for
Mm-hmm.
2
2
hours.
because like it would just be recording like the whole entire audio on Twitch.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
Yeah, dude, I was fucking raging.
That would have sucked.
Now I can go into Vegas,
Wait,
I think, and rip the
did
audio
you
out.
upload the?
Yeah.
I didn't
or
upload.
he's about
I
to.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't downloaded. I just haven't uploaded it. I
I
wasn't
saw
gonna
you
upload
had
it while
pulled
we-
up when we got here.
Yeah. Damn, man. I forgot to tell you guys. I was gonna text you guys that, but I forgot all about it. But yeah, man, I was raging, dude.
That would have sucked.
I got to skedaddle.
All
My
right,
wife's
man.
waiting for me to get home.
Alrighty, man. When we gonna do the ghost thing, man? I keep
Hey,
every time I say it.
somebody moved into that other house.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
I'm not
there's
just
a
talking
whole
about that
bunch-
specifically.
Oh, I know. I
I'm
was
just
just,
talking-
I was just letting you know.
Every time I say something to him about it, I can see it in his eyes where it's like, like this dude's not fucking dropping it, bro.
Nope.
Alright, guys. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you guys next week. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, but we'll see you next week.